Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of BTTH The Flame Emperor episode number 118 based on novel. So let's start. That's. Xiao Yang stared at the dazzling crystal above the shadow. At this moment, that Qianying looks quite similar to Mu Yingying. If it weren't for Mu Yingying, who else would it be? Above Mu Yingying's figure, the crystal was surrounded by fiery red, and terrifying heat radiated from it. Such terrifying power, Xiao Yang stared at it for a long time, actually made Xiao Yang's mind tremble slightly. Saint Flame Crystal? Yang Yuan's face, which was still full of smiles, solidified in the next moment, and then slowly stared at the Saint Flame Crystal above Qianying. Wang Om. The Saint Flame Crystal above Qianying, after approaching Yang's side for dozens of meters, suddenly flew over to Yang without Mu Yingying's control. Looks like what I expected. This holy flame crystal really belongs to this holy flame. When the holy flame crystal just left the palm of Mu Yingying's palm, Mu Yingying grabbed it suddenly, but it was empty. Are you alright? Yang's eyes had a lot of holes, and then his palm slowly raised, facing the holy flame crystal. Wang. Sheng Yangjing on the palm of the rock, like a naughty child, exudes a dazzling light, but under the bright light, a trace of extremely evil black energy also appears. It's been corroded so badly. Immortal Master Madwood walked up directly, and then stared at the holy flame crystal on the rock palm. Immortal Master Crazy Wood and Yang both looked down at the same time, as if deciding something. Forget it, let me do it. After all, I can't last in this state for long, so it's worth it for this little guy. Immortal Master Madwood said indifferently, but there was a rare freedom in his voice. But my king. Yang suddenly said when he saw this. No, but, remember to take good care of them for me. Immortal Master Madwood said slightly, then turned his eyes and stared at Yang. Follow your orders. Yang wanted to say something, but was stared at by Immortal Madwood's sharp eyes, and immediately knew the character of Immortal Madwood, so he didn't dare to say more. Father, you? Shanling seemed to realize something bad and said worriedly. Shanling, you and Shanyao should cultivate well in the future. My father is not a qualified father, but my father will always love you. Immortal Master Kwangmu had tenderness in his eyes. I will take good care of her. When Shanling heard the words, she immediately understood what Immortal Master Madwood had done, and she couldn't help but admire her father. Although he is not a good father, he is enough to be called a real king. Xiao Yang, are you alright? Following the arrival of the Green Flute group, Mu Yingying came directly to Xiao Yang's side, then her eyes wrinkled, and her face was a little ugly as she stared at the sign on Xiao Yang's chest. Blood. I'm fine, but you guys have improved a lot. When Xiao Yang heard the words, his heart couldn't help but warm up. Except for Mu Yingying, whether it was Xiao Yi, LVDI or Mufeng, the strength of the three of them had improved to a certain extent. Obviously got some benefits in this desert mountain range. Senior, since this Saint Yangjing has already been obtained, I hope that Senior will take action. After all, Xiao Yang is our captain. Mu Yingying said politely. She's really a tough girl. But this Saint Flame Crystal, thank you very much. I just don't know what happened to the gore fiend under the holy flame crystal. Yang laughed, just about to give this holy flame crystal to Immortal Master Madwood, but suddenly brought it with him. An interesting scene. The gore fiend was naturally completely wiped out by me. Mu Yingying let out a coquettish anger, and the power of the azure flame and holy flame radiated faintly from her body. Holy flame? In the next moment, feeling the power of this azure holy flame, Immortal Master Yang and Kwangmu were shocked, their eyes fixed on Mu Yingying. The power of this holy flame is probably more powerful than this one on me. No wonder it was able to obliterate that gore fiend. But why do I feel the strangeness of this girl? Immortal Master Madwood and Yang were both able to see at a glance that the blue flame on Mu Yingying's body came from holy flames. Forget it, let's go. After a brief hesitation, both of them shook their heads. Give it to me. Immortal Master Madwood's voice exploded at the next moment. Yang also nodded secretly, and immediately handed over the Saint Flame Crystal, which was heavily corroded by the gore fiend, to Immortal Master Madwood. You stand back. Immortal Master Madwood snorted coldly, and then his whole body flashed brightly. My king, you are. Yang's pupils couldn't help but feel a little wet. This Madwood Immortal Master did this, burning all the remaining power, in order to completely expel the holy flame crystal. Blood Demon Chi. Boom. The blood demon energy in the holy flame crystal has been suppressed by the power of the holy flame for a long time. If everyone keeps injecting it, I am afraid that over time, it will also be given to the power of the holy flame crystal. Expel, but now I can't wait that long, so I have to use external force to expel. Father, you will always be my father. When Shanling saw this, she was not worried about Immortal Madwood, because Immortal Madwood had explained all the doubts in Shanling's heart just now. Teachers only worship. Bang bang bang. It only lasted for a few minutes, and suddenly the holy flame crystal was calm and the Wildwood Immortal Master, the master of the desert mountain range, slowly disappeared like glass. Here. My king, let's go. Seeing this, Yang suddenly knelt down on his knees and kowtowed to the place where Immortal Master Madwood disappeared. Senior well. Seeing this, Xiao Yang bowed slightly. Since the blood demon energy in this holy flame crystal has been expelled, then the next step is to hand it over to you, boy. I am the current master of Shenyang, but I can only give you a chance to try to conquer Shenyang, and there is only one chance. If you fail, I am afraid you will be shattered. If so, do you still want to accept it? He suddenly looked serious. I can't ask for it. When Xiao Yang heard the words, the deep-colored pupils suddenly became extremely bright, and a burst of fiery suddenly radiated out. Since breaking through Dochi continent and came to Dodi continent, Xiao Yang knows that he still has a long way to go, but with burning dew, he can greatly shorten his time. Only after this endless pain and torture can we truly be reborn. Good boy, you have the courage. Yang heard this and couldn't help but be overjoyed. Although it is not easy to get the approval of Sheng Yangjing, if this Xiao Yang didn't even have this confidence, then the final end would only be a failure. Xiao Yang, this holy flame crystal is the most basic thing of holy flame. The first step to conquer holy flame is to get the approval of holy flame crystal. Mu Yingying said to Xiao Yang. Come on. Xiao Yang heard the words, staring at the very calm Saint Yangjing in that Yang's hand. The holy flame crystal, the whole body is fiery red, like an extremely precious crystal, and the boundless terrifying flame slowly radiates from it. Mu Feng, LVDI, Mu Yingying, and Shan Yao, Shanling Snake Punishment, there are 6 people here, all staring at Xiao Yi, Xiao Yang and Yang. Xiao Yi looked at Yang next to him strangely. The power of holy flame on Yang body made Xiao Yi feel uncomfortable. As for Xiao Yang, she stared at the holy flame crystal with fiery eyes. Although this holy flame is extremely precious, none of the 6 have any other ideas, because they know that this holy flame cannot be absorbed so easily. Boy, are you ready? Yang said solemnly, without the slightest laughter. Let the horses come here. He casually glanced at the bloodstain on his chest, and a trace of creeping evil power was constantly moving. Xiao Yang knew the horror of this blood demon's golden energy. Already on the verge of making a move, trying to take root in Xiao Yang's body, and if it breaks out suddenly, Xiao Yang will be killed in an instant. However, Xiao Yang smiled lightly at this, because Xiao Yang knew that he had the existence of his own masters, the Golden Dragon King and Long Yi. Although this blood demon golden energy was terrifying, it was not incomprehensible. Don't worry, after you get the approval of Sheng Yangjing, I will suppress and seal the blood demon gold energy for you. With me, the suppression is not a big problem, not to mention that there are 2 holy flames here, but if you want to wipe it out completely. Except, there are still quite a few difficulties. Yang said confidently. Okay. Xiao Yang agreed briefly. Listen, holy flame crystal, it has been a part of holy flame since ancient times, or it is not an exaggeration to say that it is the most basic part of holy flame. Every holy flame has been born since ancient times because of the existence of the law of heaven and earth. Yang said slowly, the majestic voice constantly echoing on the top of the entire desert mountain range. The Mad Wood Immortal Master has completely dissipated. This place is already the most tyrannical. The law of heaven and earth. Xiao Yang frowned, obviously not familiar with these unfamiliar words. The law of heaven and earth does exist, but let alone you, even me, didn't realize it. But these are still too far away for you now. The most urgent thing for you now is to improve your own strength. After all, although this holy flame can give you extremely powerful power, at the same time, you will also be targeted by foreign evil races, and other people will not be able to help you at that time, and the aliens are sinister by nature and they have to be guarded against. Yang said in a low voice. Every time he mentioned the aliens, Yang's eyes dimmed a little. Obviously, even for the aliens, even if they were as powerful as Dozian level, Yang also felt powerless. Junior, remember. Xiao Yang bowed respectfully. Take it, I can't tell you more about Sheng Yanjing's secret. All fate depends on you. If you don't get the approval of the holy flame crystal, there is no doubt that this holy flame cannot be given to you. Yang suddenly said. Okay. Xiao Yang's heart sank after hearing this, but he still took over the heavy Saint Flame crystal. You little fellows, just practice here, next to Sheng Yangjing, you can also increase your strength. Yang's Wei said. When the other people saw this, they agreed immediately, and they didn't care about Xiao Yang. They closed their eyes to practice. They also knew that Sheng Yang was not something they could get, so they might as well practice for a while, because here next to Saint Flame, their increase is also not to be underestimated. You can stay here first, I still need to go to several other places in the desert mountain range. Yang finished speaking, the figure disappeared, and the power of the khaki holy flame suddenly erupted. Holy flame! I must get it. Xiao Yang tightly held the holy flame crystal in his hand, and then swore secretly. Several other people have entered the state of cultivation, but Mu Yingying, who is on the side, has no idea of cultivation. Mu Yingying bit her lips, as if deciding something. As for Xiao Yang, holding the holy flame crystal in the palm of his hand, he suddenly felt a piercing heat spread throughout his body. With the appearance of this feeling, 23 colored splendid strange fires appeared to varying degrees on Xiao Yang's backside and above Xiao Yang's body. Xiao Yang was enveloped by the power of 23 different fires, and then his eyes slowly stared at the holy flame crystal, but he felt that the 23 different fires that he had fused together were not as powerful as a single holy flame. This thing, how to open it? Xiao Yang asked secretly in his heart. Apparently, Yang didn't mention the holy flame crystal just now. In addition, Xiao Yang saw it for the first time, so he didn't know how to get the holy flame crystal. Approved. This thing, you try it with fire? Long Yi's miniature figure slowly appeared on the ancient ruler of Yihuaheng, and then said to Xiao Yang, "Go." When Xiao Yang heard the words, he immediately controlled his splendid flames and went towards the fiery red holy flame crystal. Boom boom boom. The splendid power of different fire just touched the holy flame crystal with a turbulent aura, and suddenly the holy flame crystal seemed to be stained with blood, and it was extraordinarily blood red and demonic. However, the next moment Xiao Yang hesitated, Xiao Yang's splendid power of different fire was instantly swallowed up by Sheng Yangjing. What? Xiao Yang suddenly felt an extreme heat in the palm of his hand, as if the flame that evaporated Xiao Yang suddenly radiated from the holy flame crystal in his hand. Crystal to wrap it up. Boom boom boom. As soon as the soul power came into contact with Sheng Yangjing, Xiao Yang's soul power was immediately burned into nothingness. Damn it! What the is going on here? Xiao Yang couldn't help but curse it secretly. But the next moment, with the loosening of Xiao Yang's palm, coupled with the power of his soul that was burned into nothingness, the blood-red holy flame crystal slowly fell to the ground. A mere waste in the early stage of the 5-star Do Emperor, but also wants to subdue me. A voice containing extremely disdain sounded slowly, and then Xiao Yang saw that the holy flame crystal that had been thrown on the ground was intact, but it was just a holy flame. Beside the flame crystal, blocks of extremely conspicuous rocks are surrounded. As for the source of the sound, it was behind the rock. Among the rocks encasing Saint Yangjing, a khaki yellow rock seemed to have human nature. It slowly opened its mouth, and then said to Xiao Yang, "This is the power of Sheng Yangjing." Xiao Yang's pupils shrank tightly, and an incredible surprise poured into his heart. As we all know, every holy flame possesses extremely terrifying power, and this holy flame crystal is like the heart of a holy flame, which is extremely important. Xiao Yang, wait a moment. Just when Xiao Yang was about to grab the small rock in front of him, Mu Yingying walked up gently. Well? Xiao Yang looked at Mu Yingying in surprise. "Leave this to me." Mu Yingying laughed softly. Yes. Seeing this, Xiao Yang felt helpless to deal with this scene of Saint Yangjing. "You are also a holy flame." With the appearance of the blue flame on Mu Yingying's body, an unbelievable voice suddenly appeared on the rock next to the blood-red holy flame crystal. "I haven't seen you for so many years, and you are still the same." Mu Yingying's whole body suddenly increased in azure blue holy flame, and then Mu Yingying's aura changed, her voice suddenly increased a bit, and even her pupils changed. For weird blue. Xiao Yang, who was beside Mu Yingying, felt the most clearly. This Mu Yingying's appearance just now and her blue pupils are clearly two completely different people. If the Mu Yingying just now was a weak woman with a soft body, then Mu Yingying with blue pupils is a domineering queen. What the is going on with Mu Yingying? The breath just now and the current breath. Xiao Yang murmured, his eyes filled with horror. Although I don't know the specific reason, I think it has something to do with the holy flame on her body. The flame on her body is indeed a holy flame, but I always feel that the power of this holy flame is very weak, and it seems that she has deliberately sealed it. Xiao Yi on the side said thoughtfully, "What he said is not false, but I can't see through Mu Yingying's identity. Long Yi said immediately. Forget it, with this power, I'm afraid this holy flame crystal is easy to conquer, so I have to devour the holy flame first. Xiao Yang had an idea in his heart, and the power of the strange fire in his body suddenly condensed. Once Mu Yingying appeared in any state, Xiao Yang will immediately take action without hesitation. Who are you? Blue holy flame? Beside the fiery red holy flame crystal, a figure wrapped in khaki yellow rock slowly stepped out and said vigilantly to Mu Yingying. On the khaki rock figure, the holy flame crystal was engraved on its forehead. Out of intuition or Shenyang's instinct, that Sheng Yangjing actually felt an extremely powerful coercion from Mu Yingying in front of her in an instant. This is something that can only appear between holy flames. Don't you know who I am? Mu Yingying snorted coldly. A terrifying aura swept out directly, causing the top of the desert mountain range to vibrate slightly. You and I are both holy flames. Why do you want to kill each other? The figure next to the fiery red holy flame crystal said slowly, his voice extremely angry. Cannibalism? If it wasn't for the master of this body to control, I'm afraid you would have already surrendered to me now. Mu Yingying said with a proud face and disdain. You. The figure next to Sheng Yangjing was furious, but the anger returned to anger, but she had no doubts about Mu Yingying's words, because the competition between Sheng Yangjing was too fierce. Lord Shenyang, I am afraid there will be a fierce battle. Huixin Tianyang, how about giving this human a chance for my sake? It's also a wish to fulfill the owner of this body. Mu Yingying said. Hey, I didn't think you would even beg for this kid, but this kid is too weak. If I follow him, I'm afraid I'll just bury my talent. The figure called Huixin Tianyang finally stopped insisting and softened. Come down and speak slowly. Yes or no, you will know after you try it. Mu Yingying did not hesitate, and directly exploded with the power of the blue holy flame, attempting to attack the fire heart Tianyang, etc. I promise you. This is between me and him. Huixin Tianyang said suddenly when Mu Yingying was just about to attack. That's good. After Mu Yingying finished speaking, the blue holy flames all over her body instantly faded away, and her blue pupils also returned to calm, replaced by the original aura. Xiao Yang, it's up to you. Mu Yingying said weakly. Thank you. When Xiao Yang heard the words, he immediately had countless questions in his heart, all of which were forcibly suppressed, because it was the most important thing to get the approval of this Saint Flame Crystal. Humph, kid. Don't think it's great to have a woman backing you up. If it wasn't for this woman's threat, I wouldn't even give you a chance. Our holy flame is a strange thing in this world. I don't want to live in a human who is too weak. Listen, I'm the 35th on the holy flame list, Fireheart Tianyang. The rock figure formed by the holy flame crystal said proudly, with a lot of contempt in his voice. Huixin Tianyang? When Xiao Yang heard this, his pupils jumped violently. The reason for this beating is not only because this Huixin Tianyang is the 35th place on the holy flame list, but also because this holy flame is very much in line with the limit that Xiao Yang can absorb at present. According to what his master Jin Longwang said, before the current 6-star Do Di, if he encounters a holy flame before the 32nd on the holy flame list, you don't have to think about it, just run away. Huixin Tianyang, it is said that it is a special flame condensed by the dual attributes of fire and earth. The flame has both the thickness of the earth attribute and the ferocity of the fire attribute. It is one of the few dual attribute saints on the holy flame list. Inflammation. Huixin Tianyang, it is said that someone had seen it by chance. As soon as the fire heart Tianyang came out, the whole world was a doomsday scene of khaki before. The barren earth attribute is combined with the wild and incomparably destructive fire attribute. The combination of the two powers, I am afraid that even the powerhouses at the peak of Do Di can't eat it. As for other records, there are quite a few. After all, the holy flame is too precious, so the only information circulating in the world is this. Above the ancient ruler of Yihua Heng, Long Yi spoke slowly, and there was a very excited emotion in his voice. Because once Xiao Yang breaks through Do Xian, he can condense and refine the body for the Golden Dragon King. Once the Golden Dragon King is reborn, he can go to the Dragon Clan and unify the Dragon Clan in the chaos. You can also use this to get into the real identity of a dragon. This is why Long Yi helped Xiao Yang so much. Is this the Fire Heart Tianyang? It ranks 35th on the Holy Flame list. Although it ranks at the bottom, it is just right for me now. I already have too many fire attributes. Although I have never known the connection between the Holy Flame and the different fire, some mysteries will surface after I want to conquer this Holy Flame. And the power of this earth attribute is exactly what I need. The gravel burial. The means that Yang just used can be extremely terrifying, Xiao Yang said with a slow smile. Boy, don't be so happy so early. Originally, you didn't have the slightest qualifications, but looking at the face of the holy flame just now, this king will let you have a try. Huaxin Tianyang said. Junior Xiao Yang, thank you senior. Xiao Yang smiled slightly, obviously feeling quite frightened by Mu Yingying's appearance just now. Are you ready, boy? Asked Sheng Yangjing of Huaxin Tianyang. It's ready, you can start at any time. Xiao Yang said unhurriedly, and then stared at Huaxin Tianyang in front of him. Even if you know that the fire heart Tianyang in front of you is not the real holy flame, you can only go to the last step if you get the approval of this holy flame crystal. Devour the holy flame. And if you can't even subdue the holy flame crystal that is the root of the holy flame, then you don't need to devour the holy flame. For Zuna, for Kailin. For the sake of the secrets of the Xiao family and the secrets of Yihua, this time, we must succeed. Xiao Yang swore in his heart, and then a kingly demeanor slowly radiated from the depths of Xiao Yang's body. The source of this breath was, it is the Xiao Clan pattern. It's just gone in a flash. Good boy, this king's test is also very simple. That is, you can use your own strength to protect the few people around you. I will attack with all my strength later. If these people are touched by any of my strength, then even if you lose, don't think about this holy flame. Huaxin Tianyang said indifferently. Do you want to protect? The power of different fires and what I have learned in my life are both violent. Why do you want me to protect them at this time? Xiao Yang murmured, thinking constantly. Brother, this person is obviously lazy. He clearly knows that your defense is almost zero, and all attacks are based on close combat. Little Yi on the side was in a hurry. Xiao Yang, I don't know what you will do next. I hope you won't let me down. Mu Yingying's body flashed blue pupils for a while. She just whispered a few words and disappeared instantly. I warn you, next time you do this again, don't worry about me. Mu Yingying, who was recovering calmly, snorted coldly, and then the blue flame subsided. It's too late to admit defeat now. Huaxin Tianyang said slightly, staring at Xiao Yang as if he were watching a play. If that's the case, then come on. After Xiao Yang finished speaking, he smiled without any doubts. Xiao Yang vaguely guessed in his heart that this fire heart Tianyang is so related to its name, and since this holy flame is owned by immortal Master Crazy Wood, how can it be mastered by this man named Yang? There must be some unspeakable secret in this. Then let's start. As long as you can hold on to this incense stick, you will win. Huaxin Tianyang was slowly wrapped around the rock, and the holy flame crystal was engraved on its forehead. As for the figure's body, it was full of protected by thick rocks. Through the cover-up, Xiao Yang could feel the terrifying power of flames under the rock. Even the blood demon gold chi and bloodstains on his chest showed a slight fear. Rock attack. The next moment, Huaxin Tianyang didn't care about the 3721, slightly raised the rock's jerky palm like a machine, and suddenly attacked the direction where Xiao Yang was. With Huaxin Tianyang's wave like this, countless small rocks appeared in the surrounding space. The appearance of the rocks was different, but they were surprisingly strong. As for the inside of the rock, it was the power of flames. Boom boom boom. Countless rocks slammed into the place where Xiao Yang was, and the momentum was like 10,000 arrows, which was very spectacular. Although this holy flame crystal is only a small part of the power of holy flame, but this small part of power can be so powerful, it is indeed holy flame. Xiao Yang's mouth cracked into a smile. However, in the face of such a terrifying attack from Huaxin Tianyang, Xiao Yang not only did not retreat, but also did not panic at all. The burning dew in the body rotates at a high speed, and each time it rotates, it will bring a certain increase to Xiao Yang, although the degree of increase is extremely weak. Fire. A majestic voice filled the air in an instant, and then I saw Xiao Yang's body, with different colors of different fires filling out instantly. What? This Xiao Yang actually has so many flames hidden in his body. How did he manage to suppress so many violent flames in his body? Mu Yingying's pupils lit up. She was extremely surprised. As the owner of the holy flame, Mu Yingying's terror towards the power of the holy flame is very clear. Don't think that Mu Yingying is only in the middle stage of the 5-star Do Emperor. If all the power of the holy flame is volatilized, even a 7-star Do Emperor powerhouse has the power to fight. This is the horror brought by the holy flame, enough to fight beyond the ranks. Rain of fire. Xiao Yang hummed suddenly, and the 23 kinds of different fire groups surrounding Xiao Yang instantly shook, and then, from each group of strange fire, a huge force surged out instantly. Boom boom boom. Countless rocks and Xiao Yang's fire rain instantly attacked together, bringing up a lot of dust. Boy, the flame on your body is not weak. Huixin Tianyang said intentionally or unintentionally. Although I just tried to test whether this Xiao Yang had some strength and didn't use too much power, the rock was not so easy to resist. Senior is wrong. Xiao Yang said indifferently. The attack just now seemed to be evenly matched, but only Xiao Yang knew that when the power of his strange fire attacked the attack from Huixin Tianyang, a heavy feeling came as if it had hit the thick soil. Like an indestructible rock. Different fire plaza. Now. Xiao Yang didn't have time to wait for Huixin Tianyang to make a move, and directly summoned out the Yihua square left by the ancient Emperor Natuosh. It was an extremely wide square. It was lying flat on Xiao Yang's palm slowly, and an ancient aura instantly came out. Different fire returns to its place. Xiao Yang drank abruptly, and immediately within his body, terrifying strange fires burst out from one after another, and then poured into the heart and strange fire square. As more and more different fires were injected, the square of different fires suddenly became gorgeous, and an indescribable ancient breath suddenly emanated from it. What kind of power is this? Huixin Tianyang couldn't help muttering in a low voice, because even if it was transformed by the holy flame crystal, it actually felt an extremely strong energy from Xiao Yang's hand on the square of different fire. The power of terrifying repression. This is unheard of. This thing seems to be a powerful hand, otherwise it wouldn't make me have such terrifying fluctuations. After a brief hesitation, Huixin Tianyang immediately understood. Forget it, this kid has a good temperament and has so many flames in his body, although he can't compare to holy flame, he is also extremely terrifying. Besides, Kuang Muxian and Yang, two old guys, are quite respected. Huixin Tianyang said slowly. Good boy, even if you want to play, then this king will play a big game with you. As long as you can catch my move and not fall, I, Huixin Tianyang, are willing to follow you. Huixin Tianyang said enthusiastically. Yang Lai. Huixin Tianyang was not to be outdone as he watched Xiao Yang continuously injecting the power of different fires into the square of different fires. It's really. Damn. Xiao gritted his teeth and continued to inject all the power of the strange fire in his body into the square of strange fire. With Xiao Yang's injection like this, the ancient ruler of the eternal fire behind him was suddenly out of Xiao Yang's control, directly separated from Xiao Yang's back, and hung in the center of the eternal fire square, where it is the number 1 position on the different fire list. Stone hand celestial burial. A cold snort cut through the space and shook the sky. I saw that Huixin Tianyang was surrounded by countless disguises to form a huge palm. On the palm, there was a trace of khaki yellow holy flame power around it, as if one palm would kill countless weak creatures. Go. Xiao Yang didn't hide anything, he pushed his palm slightly, and an extremely powerful force touched the attack of Huixin Tianyang. Boom boom boom. The terrifying fluctuations continued to permeate the top of the entire desert mountain range. The giant hand of the sky and the ancient ruler of different fires suspended above Xiao Yang's strange fire square, the power of the two continued to stalemate. Damn, how can this kid have such terrifying power? Huixin Tianyang felt a little condensed when he saw that his giant hand did not break Xiao Yang's attack immediately. This attack of his own is enough to suppress the powerhouse of the Peak Do Emperor. How could he be intercepted by a mere human boy in the early stage of the 5-star Do Emperor? Although he said that he was only a trace of the power of the Holy Flame, in the final analysis, this is also the power of the Holy Flame. Xiao Yang on the side, with all his strength, faced the giant hand of the sky that was resisting the fire heart Tianyang. A sense of powerlessness came from Xiao Yang's body immediately. Break it for me. Xiao Yang devoured a lot of medicinal pills as if he didn't want any money. Immediately, a stream of pure power erupted, and then all of them flooded into the Yihua square. Boom boom boom. In the sky, the giant hand composed of countless rocks in the sky is extremely solid on the outside, but it is extremely hot inside. Damn, the power of this holy flame is too terrifying, and it will only be me who will suffer for a long time. Fight. Xiao Yang said in a low voice. Boom boom boom. The next moment, Xiao Yang gave up his control over the ancient ruler of the different fire and the square of the fire, and his figure moved abruptly. Xintianyan shot away. Because for Xiao Yang, offense is the best defense. This kid is really smart. He knows that a frontal attack can't stop me, so he switched from defense to attack. Not bad. Huixin Tianyang said slightly. Cough, cough. It's almost done. Although this kid is weak now, how can the person who is favored by the Golden Dragon King be normal? In the next moment, Yang's voice slowly echoed in Huixin Tianyan's mind. Hihi, Yang, what do you know? I want this kid to know how powerful I am. Even if he merges with me in the future, This kid can always remember my power, otherwise. Huaxin Tianyang said viciously. Be careful, he's going to attack. Yang said casually. The next moment, Xiao Yang's figure suddenly appeared not far from Huaxin Tianyang. Hands up and down, without the slightest hesitation, the huge soul power instantly surrounded Huaxin Tianyang. Huangquan heavenly wrath. Xiao Yang suddenly drank, and a powerful soul force that directly attacked the fire heart heavenly rock surged out instantly and went away. Boy, this little soul power is of no use to me. And although the fighting spirit in your body is good, it is of no use to me. So if you want my approval, you should come up with something meaningful. Huaxin Tianyang said casually. In that case. 3 mysterious transformations of heavenly fire. Xiao Yang's pupils flickered with a hint of doubt, and then he laughed. Following Xiao Yang's voice, Xiao Yang's strength suddenly skyrocketed. After a while, his strength actually reached the late stage of the 5-star Dodi, and he forcibly raised 2 levels with this secret technique. This is not the most important. The most important thing is that on Xiao Yang's forehead, a shocking Xiao Clan pattern slowly appeared. The mysterious clan pattern on Xiao Yang's forehead is quite obscure, but it vaguely reveals a strange aura. What? This is Xiao ethnic pattern embryo? The next moment, the figure of Yang who had disappeared suddenly appeared beside Huaxin Tianyang, and the two said in unison. Taking advantage of the moment when Huaxin Tianyang was shocked, Xiao Yang did not hesitate, his figure exploded, and a terrifying offensive was launched in his hands, ready to attack Huaxin Tianyang. Kid, stop for me. Just after Xiao Yang started, Huaxin Tianyang, who was in shock, suddenly trembled, and a barren aura swept out. There was also a faint mark on Huaxin Tianyang's forehead that was exactly the same as Xiao Yang's forehead tattoo. Xiao Yang was shocked by this sudden scene, and a trace of blood spilled from his face, and then he stopped the movements in his hands. It really does work. Xiao Yang couldn't help but smile when he saw this. This Fireheart Tianyang is too terrifying, only this clan pattern has some shocking power, otherwise Xiao Yang must be forced to use the immortal golden body and some life-saving means. From the mouth of his master Jinlong Wang, he knew that the position of his Xiao clan on the entire Dudi continent was probably also the existence of a giant. In addition, there was a faint subtle connection in this Huaxin Tianyang, so only then did Xiao Yang dare to rashly release the clan mark. Are you a member of the Xiao clan? Huaxin Tianyang's entire body shattered instantly, leaking out the khaki-yellow holy flame inside. The younger generation was promoted from the lower plane Dochi continent, but he doesn't know the whereabouts of the Xiao clan in this Dodi continent. Xiao Yang said respectfully. I need proof. Huaxin Tianyang said flatly. How does the senior need to prove it? Xiao Yang asked rhetorically. As soon as the latter's voice fell, the figure of Huaxin Tianyang disappeared strangely, and then appeared in front of Xiao Yang's rock. Shabu shabu. Huaxin Tianyang skipped directly in front of Xiao Yang with the sound of breaking wind. It's just that a small scar appeared on Xiao Yang's face, and a drop of blood suddenly appeared. After Huaxin Tianyang skipped over, he swiped directly on Xiao Yang's face, and some scars and bloodstains appeared on the palm of his hand. It's really the taste of the Xiao clan. I miss it so much. Huaxin Tianyang smiled slightly and then said, Are you all right? Yang also followed Huaxin Tianyang and asked with concern. I'm fine, but I didn't expect to meet the descendants of the Xiao clan here. I originally thought that the people of the Xiao clan were given to them by the people of the human world. Huaxin Tianyang looked at Xiao Yang in surprise. Since that's the case, then the boys are considered to have passed. Yang, let's get rid of the original holy flame. I believe this kid will be a good holy flame controller. Huaxin Tianyang suddenly said, but his expression was very memorable, as if Xiao Yang, the Xiao family, the clan pattern evoked a lot of memories, and then all the power was integrated into the holy flame crystal and disappeared. This guy. Yang helplessly took Sheng Yangjing and said, Senior. Xiao Yang opened his mouth slightly. As soon as the time for the Tianhua Sanxian transformation came, the strength returned to the early stage of the 5-star Dodi, and the clan lines also disappeared. Don't ask me, since you have obtained the qualifications for this holy flame crystal, you are ready to strip the source of holy flame from my body. But before that, I have to tell you that although the power of holy flame can give you extremely powerful power, when it is powerful, it means that your responsibilities are getting bigger and bigger. Yang looked at him seriously. Xiao Yang said, These. I already knew. Xiao Yang sorted out his breath and said expectantly, By the way, Huaxin Tianyang's attitude changed suddenly when he saw your clan pattern just now. I think it has something to do with your Xiao clan. I just remember that when Immortal Master Madwood got this holy flame, It seemed that one of your Xiao Yang's experts was the master of this Huaxin Tianyang. That person seems to be called Xiao Mu. Yang suddenly remembered something and said, Xiao Mu. Xiao Yang murmured, then wrote down the name, and stared at Yang with fiery eyes. After so long, it is finally time to devour the holy flame. This video will end here.